Ryan Gass here, PTP, Gun.com, Firearms Training, and today we're going to go over Maryland firearm laws. Now, with any firearms training videos where you're talking about law, there is going to be the common disclaimer. State firearms laws are subject to frequent change. This summary is not to be considered legal advice, nor a restatement of the law. To determine applicability of these laws to specific situations which you may encounter, you are strongly urged to consult a Maryland-based attorney. The purpose of this video training is to educate the community on the recent changes that restrict your Second Amendment rights, as well as to help you meet the training requirements for the Maryland HQL, Handgun Qualification License, which is needed in Maryland in order just to buy a handgun, but also the Maryland Handgun Permit, which allows the holder to conceal carry. Main topics to be covered today include, but not limited to, where to find and read applicable laws, disqualifying factors, restrictions on carry, transportation of a firearm, Maryland case law and self-defense, interacting with law enforcement, as well as how to find legal counsel. Now, discussing the Maryland Handgun Permit itself, the training certification for that permit is valid for 2 years. The application fee for the Maryland Handgun Permit as of October 1, 2023 is $125. That fee does not cover the fingerprints, the photograph, nor the training itself. Now, when you get your Maryland Handgun Permit, it is valid for no less than 2 years, expiring the last day of your birth month. When you go to reapply for your Maryland Handgun Permit before it expires, you'll have to have 1 day of training instead of 2, no new live scan fingerprints, and the renewal fee is $75 rather than the initial fee, which was $125. Your renewal permit for your Maryland Handgun Permit will then be valid for no less than 3 years, expiring the last day of your birth month. Reciprocity is when 2 or more states have a reciprocal agreement between each other, accepting each other's ability to conceal carry based on licensing or permits. Recognition is when a state recognizes the other state's permit, whether they recognize theirs or not. For example, in Virginia, Virginia recognizes by law, they recognize any and all permits you could possibly get in the United States. When carrying in a state that recognizes your permit, you are going to follow that state's laws. Such as, if I have my Maryland Handgun Permit and I'm going to carry in Virginia concealed with that, which is legally acceptable, I'm going to follow Virginia laws, not Maryland. Much like a driver's license. If a state says you cannot have a radar detector, but your home state does, you have to follow that state's laws when you're in that state. Again, let's say Maryland. Maryland, you can have a radar detector. Virginia, you cannot. If you are driving or operating a vehicle in Virginia with your Maryland driver's license, you will not have a radar detector because you will be in violation of Virginia law, regardless of what Maryland allows. Now, does Maryland recognize or have reciprocal agreements with any other states? No. But is the Maryland permit recognized in other states? Yes. So here we're looking at a map that shows you where in the United States your Maryland Handgun Permit is valid in. This map was taken from an app that I have on my Android, but you can also get the same app on your iPhone. It's called CCW 50 State Concealed Carry. It's $1.99 for the first year and 99 cents every year after that. But it's a pretty useful app that shows you where your different permits can be recognized at, and also tells you the different laws of states in which you might travel in while carrying. The states that recognize the Maryland Handgun Permit include Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now, when it comes to licensing and firearms in Maryland, let's go and break that down a little bit. When it comes to long guns, do you need any type of permit in order to purchase them? No, not at all. And also, you can open carry a long gun without any type of permit or training, and there's no legal availability in order to conceal carry a long gun in Maryland. Now, with handguns, do you